Hey guys, welcome to my first video blog. It's pretty cool. Thought I'd start off by doing some basics on nutrition and my findings over all the research that I've done. Basically distills down to following primarily a paleo style diet with ketosis and some intermittent fasting. And basically what that is, paleo is eating stuff that comes from the earth in its whole natural state. Whole cuts of meat, vegetables, fruit. You can get carried away with fruit a little bit, but for the most part, it's all really good stuff. A lot of paleo people will stick to tubers and carrots. Those are also good. On the keto side of things, you want to focus on a higher fat amount, more than what's typically advised these days. But when you remove the carbohydrates, processed carbohydrates mostly, it's okay to consume a lot of that fat, and it actually ends up fueling your brain and your body actually quite a bit better in a state of ketosis. You'll find your brain is much more alert and stable, and you have a very focused mind all day, as opposed to you'll know people who eat pizza or pasta or rice. They'll get tired throughout the day, they'll feel bloated, just a whole bunch of symptoms that aren't really desirable, and a lot of these people also get sick quite a bit, and most of this has to do with the inflammatory properties of the processed carbohydrates. So one of your first steps in improving your nutrition will be removing processed carbohydrates, and the easiest way to make that transition is to start eating fruits and lots of vegetables and good whole cuts of meat. Bacon is a very easy transition for most people because it is very delicious, and it is much better for you than a lot of the processed carbohydrates that you could be eating. So that's a good first step for most people. Again, it's the type of meals that you might see if you went to the Keg or a high-end restaurant. You get like a cut of meat and a portion of vegetables. It's quite a bit higher in vegetables than most people realize. A lot of people, when they think of paleo, they think of it as being meat dominant, but it's actually really just a lot of vegetables and just as much meat as you would probably eat on a typical diet right now. And really, your energy requirement is really getting replaced. Instead of having a bread and cereal in the morning, you basically replace that with maybe a butter, or even some people can tolerate cream, but a lot of the fat on meat and olive oils and coconut oils. So the bulk of the calories that you're going to consume will end up coming from fat. And once you actually adapt to eating fat on a fairly regular basis, your body will actually use it as its primary fuel source. And that's why a lot of people who come to paleo and keto end up actually being able to burn a lot of their physical body fat stores, because the body is just so used to using fat as a primary fuel source. As opposed to carbohydrates, you're going to get a lot of fluctuations in energy patterns, and you have periods where you have lots of energy and periods where you have low energy, and these fluctuation periods also induce the body to actually store a lot of that additional energy in the form of fat. So as opposed to the classical methodology and thinking that if I eat this fat, it's going to get stored as fat, you've got to stop thinking of that as what takes place. It's really, you're eating processed carbohydrates, that gets turned into fat. You eat fat, your body gets used to burning fat, and you'll actually burn a lot of your body fat stores. So it takes a while to get used to that, but eventually that's what you're going to do.